All right, welcome in. It's Barry Cessna, your Cape Coral real estate agent. Tonight, I'm excited to present the Cape Coral Buyer's Guide on how you can buy properties here in the city of Cape Coral. We're going to dive into all kinds of fun things. We're going to look at new construction opportunities. We're going to look at how the market's currently doing. I'm going to give you some examples of different homes for sale currently right now on the market here in Cape Coral. We're also going to look at the different quadrants of Cape Coral. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what each quadrant has to offer as far as retail goes. We're going to look at parks, canals, freshwater, saltwater, all kinds of good stuff. So let's go ahead and get right into it. It's going to go quick, so let's zoom right through. We've got a lot of information to knock out as we go along. Second home opportunities in Cape Coral, Florida. Who am I? My name is Barry Cessna. Like I said, I'm your Cape Coral real estate agent. I've been living here in Southwest Florida for going on 12 years. I love every minute of it. I moved here from Denver, Colorado, where I've spent most of my adult life. I grew up in Western Pennsylvania. My dad was a coal miner, and then we moved out to Colorado when I was in high school. Loved it, loved every part of it, except for the cold. The cold was just a bit too much for me. Every year it seemed to stay colder and colder. I love the snow, but I don't love the cold. So 12 years ago, I decided to move on down here to Cape Coral, Florida. Found Cape Coral on a map. I saw all the canals. I was quite impressed, and I saw the value that it had to offer. So that's what brought me here to Southwest Florida. I've been working in real estate for over 20 years, whether it's been helping buyers buy or sellers sell, or investing myself. I've invested in long-term and short-term rentals from Denver, Colorado to South Carolina, on down to Florida and beyond. So I've got a lot of extensive knowledge in real estate, and especially here in the Cape Coral area. Now, Carver Group is our company that was founded by Karen and I. Karen Sosa is my wife and partner, and we have Carver Group. She works primarily with international investors from South America, helping them find the best investment opportunities here in the state of Florida, from Cape Coral to Miami, Orlando, and beyond. And I work primarily with clients from the north, coming down to find their winter escape here in Cape Coral. I work with people from Chicago, New York, even as far out as California, Canada. We're all over the place working with many different buyers looking for their own little piece of paradise. What do we specialize in? We specialize in new construction opportunities. We work to help you find the best new construction opportunities. We also have a lot of builders that we work with to find you the best options, maybe homes that aren't quite on the market yet, but are going to be available soon that you can take advantage of before they hit the market. We work with second home and relocation. Folks looking to have their second home here in Cape Coral, sunny Cape Coral. Maybe you're a boater, maybe you just need to escape the cold winters of the north. We offer a lot of great opportunities here for second home buyers. We also work with relocation. You've always been eyeing Cape Coral like I was for several years. Now it's finally time to come on down. We're gonna help you find the best home and the best location for you and your family and whatever you need and desire. We also work with investors in both long-term and short-term rentals, as well as folks that want to buy land here in the city of Cape Coral, build a home, and then sell it. We've got builders that build wholesale as well. It gets you great opportunities to make a nice profit once the home is built. A little investment up front can go a long way towards making you a nice return on your investment. So let's go ahead and jump forward. So Cape Coral, where is Cape Coral? I know many of you know where Cape Coral is at, but some of you may be scratching your head saying, where exactly is Cape Coral? Cape Coral is located in Southwest Florida. You'll see the star right here. It's a suburb of the city of Fort Myers, Florida. It's divided by the Caloosahatchee River. Now, Cape Coral is one of the largest cities in Florida, population-wise. We're the largest city between Miami and Tampa. We're 45 miles north of Naples, or about 45 minutes north of Naples, rather. We're 2 hours south of Tampa, 2.5 hours west of Miami, and 3 hours south of Orlando. So what I love about Cape Coral is no matter where I want to go, I can get in my car and drive and be there in no time. I want to go to the parks in Orlando, easy to do that. Want to go to Tampa, have dinner on the bay, no problem. Want to go to Miami, enjoy the nightlife there in Brickell, great opportunity there. And Naples, if I want a little bit of luxury and high-end dining, that's where I go, to Naples. If I want to just enjoy the good life, I stay in Cape Coral. Now you might notice this red line right here. This red line is called the frost line. Now, when I left Colorado, I said, I want to live in Florida and I want to live somewhere where I'm far enough south that I never have to worry about scraping my windshields again. And I would hear people say, oh, I've been to Panama City in the wintertime. It's cold in Panama City, and that's up here in this area. So I wanted to make sure that wherever I went, if I was going to make the move, I wanted to be below the frost line, this line right here. So as you can see, I made it. Cape Coral was well below the frost line. So definitely want to make that a note. If you don't want to scrape your windshield or ever see snow, this is where you need to be south of. Now, the chances of it snowing or frosting in Orlando or Tampa are fairly slim, but it could happen. So you take your chances if you move above the frost line. All right, let's dive further into Cape Coral. Cape Coral is known as the Venice of the United States. We have over 400 miles of navigable canals. Now, what does that mean? That means that we've got both freshwater and saltwater canals. Saltwater canals will lead you out to the Gulf of Mexico, whereas the freshwater canals are connected throughout the city of Cape Coral, where you can take smaller boats and fish and just enjoy life. Having a canal in your backyard means wildlife. You've got lots of cool things to look at. If it's a saltwater canal, you can see manatees, dolphins, all kinds of great fish. If you're in a freshwater, you're more than likely going to see turtles and other cool wildlife. Now, next up is largest city. We already talked about this. Largest city between Miami and Tampa. We have over 231,000 residents in the city of Cape Coral. Now, we've jumped up probably close to 40,000 people just in the last 4 or 5 years, which is something to take note. Cape Coral has often been considered one of the fastest growing cities in the United States over the last several years. As with all growth, that comes opportunity because they're starting to build more and more infrastructure. In the picture here, you see the marina right here in the middle. That's Cape Harbor. Now, this is located in southwest Cape Coral. Cape Harbor is a great marina. They've got luxury apartment living there and townhomes. They also have fine dining and nice boutiques. And then in the background here, you've got Tarpon Point. Tarpon Point is another marina. It's home to the Westin Hotel, which is this large white building here. And then you've got premium luxury condos there as well, overlooking the marina with fine dining and boutiques. This is just a great part of Cape Coral to live in. It's the southwest part of Cape Coral, among many other areas that we're going to dive into as well. So Forbes magazine recently called Cape Coral one of the best places to live in Florida. Cape Coral is known for its great parks, its boating, restaurants, and beaches close by. Now, we've got some of the best beaches right near Cape Coral. We've got Sanibel Island, Captiva, Lover's Key, Fort Myers Beach. And then a little bit further out, you can get the nice beaches of Naples. And then a little further north is Inglewood and Venice and on to Siesta Key. A lot of great beaches here in the area, just a stone's throw away. Now, Cape Coral continues to reinvent itself. Like I said, as more and more people move to the area, Cape Coral continues to build out the infrastructure, making it a more and more desirable city. We've seen a lot of great restaurants enter the area in the last 5 years, making it much, much more enjoyable with many opportunities for nightlife, golf courses, boating, parks and recreation. You name it, we've got it. Recently, just last week, I read that Cape Coral is considered one of the top emerging luxury cities. Now, Cape Coral has never really been known for its luxury, but as you will see as we dive into these next few slides, I'm going to show you some amazing homes that Cape Coral has to offer, which are considered luxury for sure. But it's affordable luxury. If you were to buy the same house in Tampa or Miami, you would pay substantially more money. Whereas Cape Coral is still value packed, where you can get some incredible opportunities from a simple 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on up to a huge mansion right on the Caloosahatchee River. Affordable. Cape Coral is still affordable. That's something to keep in mind also. What we just talked about, Cape Coral is one of the most affordable markets in the state of Florida. So if you're looking for warm sunshine, you're looking for water, you want to have a home right on a canal like one of these right here in the picture, it's still extremely affordable compared to other cities such as Naples, Tampa, Miami, and so on. Now, next up, we're going to talk a little bit more about the city and how it's divided. Cape Coral is a peninsula. As you'll see right here, it comes down the whole way down and around. On the eastern side, you've got the Caloosahatchee River, which has Fort Myers right here. This is the downtown Fort Myers area. And then you have North Fort Myers here to the east. To the west, you're going to have Matlacha, which is a nice eclectic artistic community with boutiques and art studios, as well as some great restaurants. And then Pine Island, which is more agricultural, but also has some fishing communities as well. So let's dive into Cape Coral. Southeast Cape Coral is where it all began. As you can see here, it started right down here at the bottom. This is Southeast Cape Coral. This part right here is going to be downtown Cape Coral. This is where all the best restaurants and nightlife is at. If you really want to go out and enjoy yourself in the evening, have dinner, and then go to a nice club for music or volleyball. They've got beach volleyball over at Rusty's. It's a good time. All kinds of great stuff there. You've got Del Prado, which goes up here. The Cape Coral Hospital is located right here. Southeast Cape Coral has many great golf access canal neighborhoods where they'll take you, the rivers or the canals will take you right out to the Caloosahatchee River, giving you easy access to the Gulf of Mexico. We've got two main bridges. We've got the Midpoint Bridge here, and then we've got the Cape Coral Bridge here, both getting you into the city of Cape Coral. Now, if you want easy access off the peninsula, this is the best place to live. Southeast Cape Coral is the easiest place to live to get access over to the mainland or the city of Fort Myers. Southwest Cape Coral, just to the west of the southeast, is going to be one of the newer areas of Cape Coral built up in the last 20 years. But what you'll find here is many saltwater canals with higher end homes. You'll find homes here well over 2,000 square feet on these great luxury neighborhoods. You'll also find Tarpon Point and Cape Harbor, like we just talked about. There are several great restaurants in this area. However, it's not built up quite like it is in Southeast Cape Coral for restaurants. You also have the spreader. Now, anybody that has a canal in their backyard here has to take their boat out to the spreader. The spreader takes you on down to the bottom part of Cape Coral, and then that will get you out into the Gulf of Mexico. One thing to consider is the location of the canal where you live. Some canals will be right on the river or easy access right on out and take you there in 10 minutes, whereas other canals may take you well over an hour to navigate out to the open water. Northwest Cape Coral. Now, northeast and northwest are where things have been booming over the last couple of years. You can't drive down any street in these areas without seeing 2 or 3 new homes being built on any given street. It is out of control. But we know the demand is here and people are moving to Cape Coral, so the investors have come in and they continue to build the houses. What I want to point out for Northwest Cape Coral is there's this road here called Burnt Store Road. Now, Burnt Store Road divides the freshwater canals and the saltwater canals. This side is freshwater canals, this side is saltwater canals. With saltwater canals, that's where the neighborhoods command a premium price tag for the homes available there. A lot of new construction going on there. The bigger homes are here in the Burnt Store area. You've got some huge mansions being built right on the canals, giving you easy access out to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, in these neighborhoods, you take the canal, the north spreader right on down here, about Matlacha, and then you go out here, and then you're out into open water. This area here is very affordable. A lot of great new homes are being built in this area, and at an affordable price. Now, these homes over here are typically 2,000 plus square feet. These homes over here are anywhere from 1,500 square feet on up to 2,000 plus. Northeast Cape Coral. Now, Northeast Cape Coral is a great location for easy access over to North Fort Myers and down to Fort Myers and over to I-75, the highway. A lot of great things going on here. We've got some, and we're going to dive into that in a minute, some more of the amenities and things going on in the different respective areas. One thing I want to point out is up here is called Gator Circle. We're seeing a lot of investors invest here. These particular homes built in this area are typically lower square footage, somewhere in the 1,500, 1,600, 1,700 square feet. But this is where a lot of investors have been building, including we're seeing D.R. Horton and Lennar going to build homes on individual lots in these areas as well. So that was a quick overview of the 4 quadrants. We're going to hit a little bit deeper on each quadrant here in just a moment. So buying from out of state. Now, like I said before, one of our biggest clients or our biggest demographic of clients is people that buy from out of state. Maybe they're in Chicago, maybe they're in New York City, LA, Toronto, Minneapolis. We see people from all over the country and the world. And they love Cape Coral and they want to buy a Cape Coral. Maybe they're buying a second home, maybe they're relocating. But it can be a bit of a challenge if you live several hundred or 1,000 miles away. So we have a system that's unlike any other program here in Cape Coral. We've designed this system here at Carver Group, myself and Karen Sosa, and we make it easy for you to find the right house for your winter escape. First thing we do is we set up a consultation. Now we're going to do a one-on-one video call with you. We're going to chat with you one-on-one. It's typically about 15 to 30 minutes long. We're going to answer any questions that you might have about the area, about real estate, anything going on here in the Cape Coral area. We're going to help you identify the type of property that you're looking for, the location that you want to be in. We're going to talk about your budget and the time frame from when you want to be here. And then we're going to put together a strategic plan in order to get you here to Southwest Florida. My goal is to help you find your piece of paradise, and I love doing that. I love working with buyers. So if you have any questions about buying, selling, or investing, or relocating here, make sure you reach out to me. All my information is going to be in the details below there. So let's chat. Next up we're going to do is the home search. So once we identify exactly what it is you're looking for, we're going to start the home search. I'm going to start looking for homes that fit your criteria. And then I'm going to start emailing them to you. I'm going to start sending them to you. You can start reviewing them. You can hit your favorites, pick the ones that you like the best. And as we start to identify those favorites, eventually you're going to find a home that you say, Barry, I really like this, and I think this has some possibility or some opportunity for me and my family. And when we find those homes, I'm going to go over and I'm going to do a video tour of that home. I'm going to walk through it. I'm going to look for the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to make sure that that home is up to speed with what exactly you're looking for. I'm going to do a neighborhood tour. I'm going to take you through the neighborhood. I'm going to take a video of the neighborhood, show you what your neighbors would look like, show you that some neighborhoods are different than others. Some have mature trees that have been there for many, many years, huge palm trees that are absolutely beautiful. Other neighborhoods, not so much. It's just going to be a very basic. You're not going to see a lot of vegetation or landscaping going on. So you want to make sure you know exactly what type of neighborhood you're getting into. I'm also going to do a drone tour. I'm going to take up the drone. I'm going to show you the canal system. Maybe your home's on a canal, maybe it's not, but I'm going to show you the canal system. I'm going to show you the parks, different commercial aspects of the area, and really give you an understanding of exactly what that area has to offer. Then once we get to that point, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to see if this is something that you want to go forward with. If you say, Barry, I really like this house, but I can't, I'm in New York City, I'm in Chicago, I can't be there to look at it before we put in an offer, because real estate moves fast sometimes, especially the good deals. So we got to make sure we get that offer in as soon as possible. So once we negotiate, once we chat about that and you decide, yes, I'd like to put an offer, we're going to talk about the price, and I'm going to go to work for you. I'm going to negotiate the terms and the price for you to get you the best possible price. Now, what many people don't know, especially if you're from a different state, is Florida has the 14-day, or any day you choose, we make the terms, but we like to do a 14-day or 15-day due diligence period. What is a due diligence period? What this means for you is you're in Chicago, you say, Barry, I can't get there tomorrow to take a look at this house. I really like it, I want to do it, but let's see if we can get it under contract. So the first thing we're going to do is put it under contract. We're going to negotiate the price. Once it goes under contract, you have 3 days to send in your escrow money. That's going to make sure that you solidify the deal. And then we're going to put the 14-day due diligence period. We're going to talk about this because this number is actually negotiable. So you can put 3 days there if you want. You can put 14 days. You can put 21 days. Now, typically, most sellers are going to agree to a 14-day due diligence period. At any time during those 14 days that you decide that you do not want to buy that house for some reason or another, you will be able to cancel the contract. Basically, you can say, this isn't for me. I want to move forward, maybe find something else. There was something about this house I didn't like. You don't have to give a reason, but you've got 14 days to decide if you want to buy the house or not. During those 14 days, you're going to get on a plane. You're going to come down. You're going to do a walkthrough. You're going to walk through with me. We're going to look at all the great parts, all the bad parts. We're going to make sure that the house is the one that you want and is for you. We're also going to have the inspection done during this time period to make sure there aren't any hidden challenges. And then once we get past those 14 days, you're locked into buying that house. So what I like to tell my buyers from the north is, if you find a house you like, we want to get an offer submitted ASAP. We don't want to give anyone else the opportunity to get that house. Once you get that offer submitted and accepted, then you've got your time to get your book or get your plane tickets booked so you can come down and take a look at the home to make sure it's definitely what you want to go forward with. So remember, 14-day due diligence, you're not locked in until those 14 days are up. Gives you the opportunity to take some time to come down and take a look at it, but it also gives us the opportunity to lock it up and get it under contract before you get down here. So remember that. Okay. Oh, another great thing that we do for our clients is we educate them. We love educating our clients. One of the main things that we do that through is social media. We do TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as sending out emails. Now, what I want you to do, and where you're going to find the best education from us, is through YouTube. If you go to YouTube, you're going to click on the search, type in my name, Barry Cessna. And once you find me, you're going to find my channel. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button. What that subscribe button does is it's going to make sure that anytime you're on YouTube and you're searching through, you're going to see when I have a new video coming out. Now, if you want to be notified of my new videos, you hit that notification button, the bell as well. But the most important is hit that subscribe button. And then anytime you're watching a video and you say, wow, this is some good information, thanks, Barry, I really like that, you're going to hit that like button. And what that's going to do is that's going to tell me that you're liking that video. When I like you, when I know that you like a video, I'm going to make more videos like that on that topic or similar to that topic. So it's important to hit that like button. It's important to subscribe. When you subscribe, it also tells YouTube that you're liking my channel. It gives me the ability to be chatting with more people and educating more people. I love Cape Coral and I want to educate as many people as possible on the beautiful city of Cape Coral. So make sure you go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like button, and you'll get all kinds of great information from me. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dive into some particular homes in Cape Coral. We're going to go through each quadrant separately. I'm going to tell you about that quadrant, and then I'm going to show you some homes that are currently available for sale in those quadrants. So first thing we're going to do is I want to tell you a little about the new construction homes we have for sale in Cape Coral right now. Now, we're seeing a lot of spec homes on the market right now. The reason that is because investors the last year and a half, 2 years, they bought up a lot of land. And a lot of these are individual investors. Maybe they just bought in one lot or two lots with the idea of building one or two houses. And they bought this land, they started building this house, and then the interest rates started going up last year. And when that started happening, that made a lot of buyers move to the sidelines where they weren't buying, either because they couldn't afford it, they couldn't afford to get the house that they wanted anymore, or maybe they couldn't, they just chose not to do it because they have this mentality of the interest rates are too high, I don't want to buy, I want to wait for interest rates to come back down. So right now, because of that, a lot of spec homes have been completed towards the end of 2023, ready to go, ready to buy, and these investors are paying to hold these homes, and that's getting a little bit pricey for them. They need to sell those, so they're willing to negotiate with you, the buyer. So right now is a great time to buy a brand new house. What are the three types of new homes here in Cape Coral? First is custom, where you design and choose your finishes. Now you're going to work with the builder on this one. You're going to work with the architect. You're going to design the house. Or many of the builders here in Cape Coral have the floor plans designed already, but maybe you say, I want to add an extra garage, or maybe I want to put a bedroom here instead of a den. Different things that you can do to change things around, where you help customize it. You pick your floors, your countertops, your cupboards, and everything in between. Now, custom homes do come at a higher cost and a longer time to delivery, so you're going to have to wait longer for that home to be built. Now, a couple of years ago, we were waiting over 24 months for a home to be built. Right now, we can get a custom home built from anywhere from 12 months to 18 months. It's typically 12 months, but there are a few builders that are still out a little bit longer than that. You typically are going to buy the land first, so you're going to find the ideal lot of where you want to build your house. We're going to help you secure that land, and then we're going to work with the builder to build that house on that land. What's great about Cape Coral is there's still land available in all the most desirable areas: southwest, northwest, southeast, northeast. You get to choose where you want to be. With that being said, in the southwest and southeast part of Cape Coral, fewer and fewer lots are still sitting vacant. They've started over the last few years, especially with this boom over the last 2 or 3 years, Many of those vacant lots that were there have been filled in with new homes, but there are still some available. Spec homes. Now, a spec home is a home that a builder or an investor buys the land. They build the house to their specifications. They try to understand what the market is, what the demands are, and they try to put that house together and make those finishes appealing to the end buyer. There's many options and finishes, and many of these homes are move-in ready. They've got certificate of occupancy already. They're ready for you to move right into a brand new home. These are located throughout Cape Coral in all different quadrants. You can get homes with pools, without pools, on saltwater canals, on freshwater canals, on a dry lot, anywhere from luxury to very basic. Opportunities for negotiation. Now, we can negotiate with these as well because, like I said, these investors can only hold them for so long until they start losing money. So they're willing to negotiate a little bit, maybe help you pay your closing cost, or maybe they'll pay down the interest rate for you. Different aspects, or the price is negotiable as well. Now, tract homes. Let's move on to tract homes. Tract homes are homes that are built by America's largest builders, such as, say, Lennar, D.R. Horton, Pulte. They're often built in communities, HOAs, where there's a gated community. Now, in Cape Coral, it's unique because we do have some gated communities here as well. But many of Lennar and D.R. Horton's homes are built on individual lots. So they've bought a lot and they'll build a home there. It's not in a gated community. There's no HOA. They just bought the lot, built the house. Now, typically these homes are going to have fairly basic finishes. Now, some are going to have ports, which are really nice. But what is advantageous of getting a tract home built by these cookie cutter builders like Lennar and D.R. Horton is they're going to cover closing costs. Typically, they have huge closing cost incentives. They're going to discount the price substantially. Their goal is to get you into the house, and they're really going to help you do that. So if you're a first-time home buyer, you're looking for something a little bit cheaper, these tract homes offer some great opportunity in the northeast and northwest part of Cape Coral. They can be on dry lots typically. They don't put a lot of homes on canal lots, definitely not Gulf access canal lots. And the other advantage is the short wait time. They're usually ready to go in the next few months. Typically, when you come in with a Lennar D.R. Horton home, you're going to identify the home about 3 to 6 months before it's complete. And then they'll finish building it and you'll move in or take ownership as soon as it's complete. Okay, let's dive into Southeast Cape Coral. Southeast Cape Coral is down here in the bottom right side. And Southeast Cape Coral is the original part of Cape Coral. It's home to the Yacht Club, which is the very southern tip of Cape Coral, southeast tip. That's where our only beach resides in the city. We've got a great beach there, nice white powdery sand, a great place to spend the day and enjoy the sunshine. We've also got the boat club, or the boathouse, which is a great restaurant that you can dine right on the river outside. And oftentimes they'll have live music there. It's a great opportunity as well. This is where downtown Cape Coral is located, right here. This is where you're going to find many great restaurants, shops, nightlife, bars, concert venues. All the great stuff is located right there. So if that's what you are into, if you like the nightlife, if you like to be in the scene, that you want to live somewhere near that area. Now you're going to have Cape Coral Hospital up here, and over here is the 4-mile ecological preserve, where you can go hiking and really walk the boardwalk. It's a really beautiful area down there. And then we've got many saltwater canals throughout the whole southeast part of Cape Coral, with easy access out to the Gulf of Mexico. They're also doing new development. We've got Bimini Square going in near downtown, which is going to be an huge luxury apartment complex. Also, it's going to have restaurants, shops, a really nice area there. Retail. So you're going to have a lot of retail. Just about any retail that you can think of is going to be in the southeast part of Cape Coral. That's where our Walmart is located at, several public stores. You also have many different boutique type retail stores all throughout. You even have the TJ Maxx, the Burlington, the Aldi, the Planet Fitness, and many other gyms. So if you like convenience, this is the area for you in Southeast Cape Coral. Also, it typically has the most amount of traffic, obviously, because all the traffic has to go through Southeast Cape Coral to get to other parts of Cape Coral. With that being said, though, Cape Coral traffic is not terrible. There's a few times during the day where during rush hour where it might get a little backed up, but overall, you can pretty much get anywhere you need to go in Cape Coral fairly easily without too much challenge. So let's look at some houses that are available in Southeast Cape Coral. Now, of course, I'm going to show you the biggest and best first. This home right here is available near the Yacht Club in Southeast Cape Coral. What I want to show you about this home is it's got 4 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. It's got over 4,000 square feet. Now, this house is huge. The typical house in Cape Coral is going to be around 2,200 square feet. This house has over 4,000. But like I said, we're starting to see more and more luxury homes being built here in Cape Coral. Has Gulf access canal. This is actually, if you look at this picture down here, you're going to see it's on an intersecting canal, meaning there's a canal going this way and a canal going this way. And it's got easy access right out to the river. Now, this is the Caloosahatchee River right out here. The views off the back of this pool area in Lanai are absolutely spectacular. You've got room for your boat, your jet skis. Just a really cool area to be in. And this is not abnormal. You've got this type of lot spread throughout all of Cape Coral. Lots like this are not uncommon. As we have progressed, they become more and more expensive. But what people are doing is they're buying houses that are older. Maybe there was a house that was built in the 60s here or the 70s, maybe the 80s. They bought it, knocked it down, and they built this large luxury home, attracting that luxury buyer. So this one's rated or priced at $4.75 million. If you have interest in this home or any other homes that I'm going to be showing you, feel free to reach out to me. We work with some of the best builders here in the area, as well as negotiating the best prices with other agents here in Cape Coral. Also in Southeast Cape Coral, I've got this great home as well available. I wanted to show you. I wanted to showcase this one. It's got 4 bedrooms and a den. It's 4 bathrooms, 3,200 square feet, and Gulf access canal. This one's priced at $1.685 million, which is a great opportunity. That price right there for that house, it's very attractive. Look at this photo here. This is what I want to point out to you, how this works. So this house is here, and you go down here, and you're out to the river. Now, this is typically how it works in Cape Coral. You have to navigate the canal to get out to the river. This is an unobstructed canal system. That means there's no bridge here. So you could own a sailboat, park it right in your backyard. You could take the sailboat right out to the open water. These lots typically come at a premium when you don't have any bridges to go under. If there is a bridge to go under, then typically you're not going to be able to have a sailboat, but you could have a nice sized regular boat sitting in your backyard. Anytime that you have unobstructed canals, these ones going right out to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, this is the Caloosahatchee River right here, and then you'll go on down south to the Gulf of Mexico. Moving along to Southwest Cape Coral. Now, Southwest Cape Coral, wonderful area of Cape Coral. This area is considered one of the most desirable areas. And the reason that being is that it was built up more in the late 90s, early 2000s. There's a lot of Gulf access canals in these neighborhoods, meaning that you're going to have bigger, larger homes being built. And since majority of them were built back in the late 90s, early 2000, you're going to have very mature landscaping. So when you drive down these streets, you have huge trees, palm trees throughout, canals that are going to get you right out to the Gulf of Mexico. Many of them do not have any bridges. Now some do, but a lot of great opportunity here in Southwest Cape Coral. Southwest Cape Coral is home to Tarpon Point, which is where the Westin Hotel is located, with many boutique shops and restaurants. You also have Cape Harbor Marina, which is a great location as well, with one of my favorite restaurants, Rum Runners, which is right on the water, where you can sit and have a great meal and watch the boats go by. It also features the Surfside neighborhood, which is this neighborhood right here, which is one of the most desirable neighborhoods in Cape Coral. Homes that back to what this is called the South Spreader, and it's a beautiful canal system where all the boats coming out of these canals have to go down to get out of Cape Coral. Moving along, let's take a look at some houses that are built or that are here in Southwest Cape Coral. Now, these are all brand new houses. This one was built in 2023. This is in the Surfside neighborhood. It's got 4 bedrooms plus a den, 4 bathrooms, 2,800 square feet, golf access canal. It's priced at $1.499 million. Now look at this pool. You've got the spa, the jacuzzi here. You've got the seats right below and overlooking the canal. Just imagine pulling your boat up to the backyard of your house, being able to look at your boat anytime you wanted to, packing a lunch with the family, jumping on the boat and heading out to the Gulf of Mexico for a day of island hopping or fishing. Basically, it's wide open. You have to use your imagination, but there's lots to do out there in the Gulf of Mexico. Here's another home available. Now, this particular home is located on a dry lot, meaning there's not any water behind. So you've got a 1/4 acre lot. It's almost 1/4 acre, 0.23 acres. Sits on a dry lot. You've got plenty of room for the home. Now, this home is huge. It's got 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 2,400 square feet, and a beautiful swimming pool. Recently completed. This home is available at $799,900. Great opportunity for this particular home. With this pool, it's got pavers surrounding the outdoor kitchen. A really nice opportunity in a great neighborhood. Now, this particular home, we're still in Southwest Cape Coral. This is in the Pelican neighborhood. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,644 square feet with a swimming pool. You've got the outdoor shower, the swimming pool with pavers, priced at just $599,900. Another great opportunity. These homes are all over Cape Coral. So if you're in the market for Cape Coral and you want a brand new home, we've got some amazing opportunities for you. Moving right along, let's talk about Northwest Cape Coral. This is one of my favorite areas because of the growth that we're seeing here in the Northwest Cape Coral area. Now, like I said before, we've got Burnt Store Road, which comes right down here. All these houses over here are on Gulf access canals, saltwater canals. All the homes over here are going to be on freshwater canals, the ones that are on canals. The saltwater canals make this area much more desirable, meaning the prices are much higher. Much higher demand means higher prices, but we can still locate some great opportunities in these areas as well. Pine Island Road. I want to point out Pine Island Road to you. It's this road right here. It goes right along here. And this is where we're seeing a huge amount of commercial growth, building new grocery stores. We've got the Farmer Joe's, the ABC liquor store just went in, gas stations, the Crumble Cookie, Love Boat Ice Cream, Mission Barbecue. We've got tons and tons of restaurants being built here. And that's just because this whole area is expanding like crazy. Not more than a few years ago, we still have a lot of empty lots, a lot of opportunity, but this is the area where you can't drive down any street without seeing 2 or 3, 4 new homes being built everywhere. It's incredible. We used to be able to pick up a lot in these areas here for under $20,000. Now you can't find anything for much less than $50,000. We talked about the canals. You've got freshwater and saltwater, a lot of great fishing in this area. 7 islands. Now, 7 islands is something that's really unique, and it's over here on the very edge of the Burnt Store neighborhood. And it's these 7 islands that are going to be built into a huge resort complex area. They're going to build condos there. They're going to have a huge marina. They're going to have restaurants, shops. It's going to be the greatest, latest, and best thing in Cape Coral once they get that built. What's that going to do to property values in this area? It's going to make them increase even further. But one of the downsides of being in Northwest Cape Coral is proximity to Fort Myers and the closest beaches. It takes a little bit of time to get over here to Fort Myers, and Fort Myers Beach is right below us here. So that's one of the challenges. But many people are not concerned about that, especially if they've got a boat in their backyard. They can just take their boat right out to the Gulf of Mexico, go island hopping. But one thing to keep in mind, the Northwest is the furthest away from the beaches. Now you have close proximity to Punta Gorda, which is just north of here, and easy access over to I-75. Most of the homes in the Northwest area are going to be on well and septic, except for a few homes over here that are going to be on city water and city sewer. Northeast Cape Coral, a lot of the same as Northwest, a lot of growth going on here. However, we do have more retail on this part of Pine Island Road. We've got the Target, another Burlington, Sprouts, Lowe's, just a whole lot of different things going on over here. Easy access to get your stores and restaurants. Up here in this area, we've got some gated communities, Coral Lakes, among others. If you're into the gated community idea, this is the area here for you. Now let's take a look at some homes in Northwest Cape Coral. Now before we jump into Northwest Cape Coral homes, I want to point out this area right here. I don't know if you can see these lakes right here, but this community is a D.R. Horton community. It's called Stonewater, and it was just built in the last couple of years, and they still have a lot of great homes available there for sale at great prices. We're going to take a look at one of them here in just a moment. But that's one of the few gated communities here in the city of Cape Coral, especially new gated communities. There's not a lot of new gated communities. HOA is fairly low. One of the benefits is that number one, it's gated, but number two, they're going to take care of the yard for you. They're going to mow the grass for you. It's got pickleball courts, tennis courts, resort swimming pool, and so on at a low HOA. So if you are from out of town and you don't want to worry about hiring someone to mow the grass for you, they'll take care of that for you. So let's look at some homes in Northwest Cape Coral, one of my favorite areas. Burnt Store, this is the Burnt Store Road neighborhood. This is the area with saltwater canals. This home here has 4 bedrooms plus a den. It's got 4 bathrooms, over 3,400 square feet, and on a golf access canal. It's priced at $2 million. This home has a lot of space. What I want to point out is this is how this looks, the Burnt Store Road area. Not more than just actually about 3 years ago, I was on this little peninsula right here, and there were only like 4 or 5 houses on this whole road. Now, as you can see, they're filling it in. This is a new house, new house, new house, new house, new house, new house here. They've been filling it in, and this is how it's happening in Cape Coral. The investors come in, they buy the land, they build the house, and they sell the house because there's so much demand here in Cape Coral. How does this work? So this is the house right here. This is the canal. You can park your boat right in your backyard. You take your boat right on down underneath the bridge and out to the spreader. And the spreader is going to take you on down here and out to the Gulf of Mexico. These are all mangroves here, which help protect your area from things such as hurricanes. It's great to have these mangroves here, and they are protected. But what a cool place to live, where you can just park your boat right in your backyard and enjoy the good life here in Cape Coral. Next up, we're going to look at this home in the Burnt Store neighborhood. Now, this home is on a dry lot. It's got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, over 2,300 square feet, and a pool in the backyard. It's priced at just $799,900. You've got this beautiful premium kitchen. Looks like granite countertops, really decorated, nice premium lighting throughout, and priced at $799,900. Now, this one's going to have a dry lot. Like I said, it's got a 3-car garage. And the dry lot means you don't have a canal in your backyard. So it's just a normal lot like you'd find in any other community. But it does have privacy. You put your fence up or not. A lot of people will put up landscaping or vegetation for privacy. And being that these do sit on lots that are almost a 1/4 of an acre, does give you a little bit of space between you and your neighbors. You're not right on top of each other. Now, this is Stonewater. The Stonewater community, like I just told you about, is built by D.R. Horton. This home's got 3 bedrooms plus a den, 2 bathrooms, over 2,200 square feet. It's in a gated community. It's priced at just $444,999. Now, as you can see by the photo here, this is a picture of Stonewater. And many of these houses are built right on the lakes. There's still some available to be built on the lakes. This is an older picture, so this community has been built out a little bit more since this picture. All the amenities are put in, the swimming pool, the tennis courts, pickleball courts, the gym, everything's there already. And the houses that are on the water do sell at a premium but we have some great opportunities in here. So if you are more the gated community type, we are happy to help you find the best option in here. And we go to work to negotiate with D.R. Horton to get you the best price. So contact us first. We'll be happy to show you the great homes available in this community located in Northwest Cape Coral. And then we can go to bat and start negotiating the best prices for you with the best incentives. All right, this home here is also located in Northwest Cape Coral near Mariner High School. It's got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, over 1,500 square feet. This one's a modern design. We have builders starting to build some of these more modern looking designs with a lot of the straight lines, really attractive. The premium lighting and modern lighting you're going to see throughout the entire. Now this one has a beautiful quartz peninsula here, waterfall peninsula coming off, high-end appliances. It's also going to have impact windows. You don't have to worry about hurricanes. Really great, beautiful property. They really do the high-end finishes in these types of properties. And this one at $419,000 is a steal. So if you're looking for something a little more modern, this home is a great opportunity available right now at $419,000. We've got many other homes in this price point as well. Now, when you're priced at that amount, you're definitely not going to have a pool in the backyard. Those usually come at a higher price point. But that's something that you can put in down the road. Living in Cape Coral, it's certainly a luxury or maybe a necessity to have a swimming pool if you're going to live in Florida. You definitely want to be able to come down and enjoy that when it's blizzarding up there in the north. Next up, we're going to look at Northeast Cape Coral. Now, like I just said a little while ago, Northeast Cape Coral has a lot of big box stores from Target, Lowe's, Burlington, Publix, just spread out all over. A lot of convenience there. Easy access over to I-75 through way of North Fort Myers. Gated communities, several gated communities in the area. If you're looking for something gated, and they will be building a new gated community here in the northeastern part of Cape Coral here in the next couple of years. So if you're looking for something brand new in this area, go ahead and reach out to me and I'll get you all the details on that one. It's exciting. We don't have all the details quite yet, but we've got some great information and I want to tell you about it and show you exactly where it's going to be. Now in this area too, like we said, we have Gator Circle where a lot of investors that are building and buying homes for long-term rentals in this area. It's a great opportunity for that. Most of the homes here in the northern part of Northeast Cape Coral are well and septic, and the southern part are going to be city water and sewer. Let's take a look at some of the homes in Northeast Cape Coral. Now this home right here is off Tropicana. It's in the Tropicana neighborhood. It's got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1,974 square feet. It's got a great swimming pool in the back, and this one is located on a freshwater canal. Now, if you love looking at water, you want to see some wildlife in your backyard, this is a great place for you. It's got an outdoor kitchen, beautiful swimming pool, pavers, the huge lanai under the eave of the house. Price at just $629. This is a real value right here. So that's why I wanted to present this home to you as well. $629,000, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, almost 2,000 square feet on a freshwater canal. Here we are in the Kismet neighborhood, a little further north. We've got a 3-bedroom plus a den. It's got 3 bathrooms, over 1,600 square feet, and it's got an open floor plan. Now this is basically, this is a great example of a value price home here in the Northeast and Northwest Cape Coral. It does not have a swimming pool, but you do get a lot of the nicer finishes in the home. This one has a huge island, looks like a quartz waterfall island, nice backsplash, and premium high cabinets throughout. Got the luxury stainless steel appliances. This one's priced at only $449,900. Now these are all brand new houses that I'm showing you. They all come with warranties. Everything's brand new. The air conditioner, the pool equipment, the hot water heater, the roof. Many of them have the impact windows, meaning better prices on your insurance, your homeowner's insurance. So a lot of great opportunities here in Cape Coral for new construction homes. Okay, so that gives you a quick overview of the city of Cape Coral, the different quadrants, and the different types of homes that are available in those quadrants. So now let's chat a little bit about the ugly stuff, the taxes, insurance, and assessments. I know you've all heard about these things in Cape Coral, so let's give you a little bit of a deep dive on the taxes, insurance, and assessments. First, let's chat about taxes. Taxes are paid on the purchase price. So when you purchase a home, whatever the purchase price is that you pay for it, that's what the taxes go off of. Typically, it's going to be about 1.4% of that amount per year. So if you buy it for $500,000, it's going to be 1.4% of that $500,000. Now, oftentimes you will see on Zillow or wherever else the taxes, and it shows what the taxes were for the last person that owned the house, or for the last year for that matter. However, when a new person buys it, those taxes are reset for the new owner. They're reset based on the purchase price. So keep that in mind. What's great about Cape Coral and anywhere in Florida, you have what's called a homestead exemption. Now, if you're planning on living here in Florida, making it your permanent residence, you're going to be here for 6 months or more of the year, you qualify for the homestead exemption. Now, some of the great benefits of the homestead exemption are you get $50,000 off the assessed value of the home. So your taxes are based on $50,000 off whatever the value of the home is. Another great thing is when property values go up like they have the last few years, instead of Cape Coral, they cannot come in and say that you're going to have to pay whatever the new assessed value is. If it's your homestead, it can only increment 3% per year. So your taxes are only going to go up, or the value of the home that you are taxed on is only going to go up 3% per year at the most. Many years it's not going to go up at all or much, but they can only do 3% at the most. And so you have to move into the property before January 1st for that prior year, and then you have to file with the county of Lee County here in Lee County by March 1st. So as long as you do that, you show them your driver's license that you are a resident of Southwest Florida and you qualify. Next up is insurance. Been hearing a lot about insurance, especially after Hurricane Ian. People, insurance companies are leaving, insurance companies are jacking the rates up, insurance companies are doing this or doing that. Insurance can be a little bit crazy here in Cape Coral. However, it is starting to mellow out and we're starting to see great rates again. So there was just a little bit of an influx, a little bit of challenges going on. However, we can help you find the best insurance companies to get to the best rates for your home. Rates are often dependent on many different things, even from credit scores to the location, your roof, the age of your roof, the age of the hot water heater. We also want to do a wind mitigation to see how well your home will hold up to a hurricane. As long as you've got those security features in place there, and a qualified inspector will do the wind mitigation for you for about $100, $150, and that's passed on to your insurance company to save you money. We also do what's called the 4-point inspection that makes sure that your plumbing, electrical, HVAC system is looking good as well. But yes, insurance can be a little bit challenging and may or may not be higher than where you're from, but we take each situation independently because each home is different. So we're going to chat with the insurance agents and find the best for you. Now, typically we're not going to do that until after we go into contract, because at that point, then they can do a deep dive into how much that's going to cost you. Flood insurance. So yes, in Cape Coral, we do have flood zones. Not all homes are in flood zones, but we do have a large percentage of homes in Cape Coral in a flood zone. If you are in a flood zone and you have a loan or a mortgage, you are required to buy flood insurance. Now, that can be anywhere from $1,200 a year up to $2,400 a year, or even more, depending on the zone and the elevation of the property. Now, some flood insurance is assumable. So if somebody had insurance on the home before you, the flood insurance, and they've got a great rate on that, you can assume that policy, helping you keep your costs down. But we always want to shop it as well, because sometimes you can find cheaper insurance than the person prior to you had. But flood insurance is important here in Cape Coral, especially if you are in a flood zone. But we will walk you through those different steps. Last, we're going to talk about assessments here for this ugly stuff. Now, assessments, if you've known anything about Cape Coral, you've heard the word assessments. Maybe you know what they are, maybe you don't. Let's chat about what assessments are. Assessments are when the city transfers your property from well water and sewer. I'm sorry. Assessments are when the city takes you from well and septic over to city water and sewer. So basically, Anywhere in the southern part, southeast, southwest, this area's already been done, has been switched to city water and city sewer. What happened when the city was built back in the 60s and 70s, Cape Coral's huge, so they couldn't put out an entire city system to the whole city of Cape Coral. So what they did is they started small in the southeast part, and then they gradually have worked their way out over the last several years. Now, when you are slated to have city water put in and the city sewer put in, you are given a bill which is called the assessment. Currently, that bill is about $37,000, give or take, right around there somewhere. You have the opportunity to pay that up front, or you can pay that over the next several years, break it down and just pay it annually for several years into the future. Now, where this is happening now is in the northeast and northwest part of Cape Coral. So what we want to look at is when, if you're going to buy a home, we want to look at when it's going to be converted to city water, if it hasn't already. And then you'll know exactly what to expect. Homes that have been converted already in the northwest and northeast sometimes have a balance left on the assessment. So we want to identify what that balance would be, because when you buy that new house, oftentimes you'll take over that balance of the assessment and be responsible for paying the city of Cape Coral that money. So some are paid off completely. Many of the homes in the southeast and southwest, they don't have assessments. Those have been paid off a long time ago. They are on city water and sewer. Some are partial. Some people have partial balances left. Maybe it's 20,000, maybe it's 8,000, maybe it's 3,000. Sometimes there are partial on homes near the northern part of the southern part of Cape Coral and homes in the northern part of Cape Coral. Some are getting it put in right now. There's neighborhoods in the in the northeast part of Cape Coral that are having city water and sewer put in right now. These homes have pretty much a full balance if it hasn't been paid off. So if you bought a house in that neighborhood and it hasn't been paid off, you'd be responsible for paying that assessment. So that can change the value of the property based on the assessment. And then there's future assessments. So many other areas of northwest and northeast Cape Coral are still on well and septic. They do not have city water or sewer yet. However, the city has provided us with a map showing us when to expect to have that put in. Some is 2025, some are 2030, 2035, on out to Gator Circle, which is not expected to have city water or sewer until 2045, which many people love having the well and septic system. They're in no hurry to pay that $37,000 and to have the city water and sewer. So we can look, if that's you, if you like well water and septic, then we can look at areas that are not going to have the assessments or the city water and sewer for several years. So that's a breakdown of what an assessment is and how they're paid here in the city of Cape Coral. So it's now a great time to buy. You want to understand the market and how it's affected the prices here in Cape Coral. There's many different factors that we look at. Number one, is now a great time to buy? Are you in a position to buy? That's really the question you have to ask yourself if you're in a position to buy a home. How soon do you want to be sitting poolside, looking at your yacht in the backyard, getting excited about the adventure you're going to go on tomorrow out to the Gulf of Mexico? This is what's, a few interest points on your interest rate should not keep you from living your dream. Now, with that being said, let's dive into the numbers, because I think numbers are really important to understand. Inflation peaked at 9.1% in June 2022. We are currently at 3.4%. So inflation has leveled out. We've been right around 3.5% for the last several months. Interest rates peaked in November 2023. We were over 8% in November 2023. We're now sitting at just under 7%. And we're expecting to see those go down slightly over the next couple of months. Unemployment is at 3.7%, the lowest it's been in the last 54 years. We've seen very low unemployment for the last several months, and it hasn't changed much. So that's a pretty solid indicator that the economy is doing all right. Supply. Now here's where things are getting a little exciting for buyers. Current inventory is at 2,734 single-family homes available for sale in the city of Cape Coral currently. That number has been steadily increasing for the last several months, the last 12 months for sure, and even before that. I keep a tight eye on the supply. Supply tells me that there's more opportunities for buyers, because as we see the supply go up, we see the turn into a buyer's market. So currently we're sitting at about 6 to 7 months of inventory, meaning that if we didn't have another home listed right now at the rate that we're selling homes, it would take us 6 to 7 months to sell those houses. January 2019, just by comparison, we had over 3,000 homes for sale on the market. So we're not quite to that point yet, but we do have a pretty healthy supply of homes right now in the city of Cape Coral. What that means for you as a buyer is it means opportunity. You can come in. Number one, you can find the house that you want to purchase. You don't have to just settle for anything like you did a couple of years ago. Just try to get an offer on the first one that you saw. Now you can actually relax and find the home that's best for you. Once we find that home, many sellers are willing to negotiate the price to get you a better opportunity. So right now you have a lot of supply, meaning opportunity to find the right house, as well as negotiating the best price. Demand. What's happening here in Cape Coral? So our population is currently at 231,000. That's gone up over 30,000 in the last couple of years. In the next 6 years, we're expected to hit 250,000. We're often seen as the fastest growing city. Now, when you have that kind of demand coming into a city, property values are not going to go down. As we see interest rates drop even further, we're going to see more and more buyers start to enter the market, and property values are going to start to increase again. So if you're thinking or considering about buying, or you're in a position to buy, you're better off buying now and getting that low price with maybe a slightly higher interest rate that you can refinance down the road, than you are to wait for property values to go down. Because chances are, with the growth that we're seeing and the demand that we're seeing of people moving here, values are not going to go down. In fact, over the last year, we've been stagnant. We've seen the values, we saw them drop towards the end of 2022 just a bit. And then over the last year, they've been fairly stagnant. We haven't seen much increase. We did see increases through March, April, May of 2023. And then they came back to where January was sitting at in 2023. And that's about where we're at now here in 2024. So why work with Carver Group? Carver Group represents you, the buyer. We want to make sure that you get the best opportunities. We provide you with the best opportunities to buy. We then go to work for you to negotiate the best prices. We provide you with the best videos. We're going to show you videos. We're going to show you drones. We're going to give you all the information that you need to make an intelligent decision. We're going to provide you with the comparables for that area, showing you what homes or what the price should be for that home, and to make sure that you're getting the best opportunity. We want everyone to pay the right price for the homes. We don't want you to overpay at all, and we want you to feel like you got the best deal. We find the best homes for you. We negotiate the best prices and terms. We guide you. We analyze the properties and location. We're going to make sure that this area, there's a lot of great houses in bad locations. There's a lot of bad houses in great locations. So we want to make sure that the house that you like and want is in a great location, and it's going to fit your needs for what you're looking for. We communicate with you throughout the buying process. Communication is so important. We want to make sure that you're on top of it, or we're on top of everything with you, that we're communicating everything to you. Any little change that happens, we want to make sure that we're communicating with you often. We want to teach you. We provide you with the resources and education. Like I said, we've got this great YouTube channel that you can go to. You can learn all kinds of things about Cape Coral, the city of Cape Coral, buying and selling real estate here in Cape Coral. We do a market report every single month for the regular house, for the overall market of Cape Coral. We also do one for Gulf access canal homes, and we also do one for new construction homes here in the city of Cape Coral. We connect you with a team of Cape Coral professionals. When you're buying here from out of town, you don't have the infrastructure set up for like the insurance companies, the lenders, the management companies. There's people that'll drive by your home, make sure it's good to go. We also set you up with the pool companies, the landscaping companies. Definitely a lot of things that you need to know, and we're able to provide you with those resources. Many advantages to working with us here in Cape Coral. But what I like to tell people, the number one reason that I think you should be working with us, especially if you're from out of town, is we've got that system in place to really help you find the right home and negotiate the right prices through our technology that we use through Zoom calls, video tours, neighborhood tours, drones, as well as the e-signatures. We can do the e-signatures in that due diligence period, which we love to really educate people on, because you're not locked in until the expiration period of that due diligence period. And now with the title companies that we work with, you actually have the opportunity to close right from your house. They'll send out a remote notary to you. They can show up to your house. They can have you sign all the documents there in New York or Chicago or Toronto, wherever you're at. Send them back to us, and you are now the proud owner of your Cape Coral home. One of the strategies that we do implement and we teach people how to do, this may be of interest to you or it may not be, but we do work with a lot of buyers that say they're going to retire. Maybe they're going to retire in 10 years, 15 years, and they want to make sure that they want to retire in Cape Coral, but they want to buy their house now while they've got their job and making the income that they're making. So we teach them how they can buy a home now. They can rent it out on a short-term rental basis, help pay down the mortgage, and then watch it appreciate over time. They can use that home whenever they want. They just pencil themselves in, so they can use the home when they want, and they can rent it back when they're not here as a short-term rental. And then they watch it appreciate. Homes are projected to appreciate above the national average here in Cape Coral, especially as we see the growth continuing year after year. That home will appreciate substantially over the next several years. So what's great, 10, 15 years, you retire, you have this home that the mortgage is almost paid off, it's appreciated quite a bit, and you've been using it as your vacation home for the last several years. It's a win-win strategy. So if this is something that interests you, go ahead and reach out to us and we'll teach you more about this strategy. So what's next? I'm glad you asked. What's great about us is the next step is to contact me. We talk about your goals, wants, and dreams, and we put together a strategic plan to help you get off the ground. Everything starts, you may say, Barry, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll buy it next year. Maybe I'll buy in 5 years. I don't know. But the first step is to contact me. We're going to talk about Cape Coral and the opportunities that are here. And we got to start the wheels rolling, because if you're like me, it took me 4 years to get here to Cape Coral from the time I decided I was going to come down. It could have been here a lot faster if I would have been more focused. But you need to focus. You need to have the plan so you know where you're going. Preferred lender, we connect you with the best lenders here in town. We've got some great ones that'll really give you the best opportunities. Some lenders, especially with our new construction opportunities, they will pay for closing costs for you, making the entry into the property much, much easier. Home, we identify the best homes with you, and then we watch your dream become a reality. All right, thank you for taking the time to spend with us in this webinar. Hope you got a lot of useful information out of this. Go ahead and take a picture of this screen here. This will give you contact information to help you contact with us directly. A lot of great stuff on that QR code. Let's go ahead and click that now. Wow, what a lot of great information. Hope you guys found that useful. Hope there was some good information in there. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you and answer any questions you might have. We went over a lot of great things today. We went over the quadrants, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest Cape Coral. Went over the different areas, the prime locations here in Cape Coral. Went over assessments, taxes, and insurance, all the fun stuff. I showed you a lot of great houses for sale here in Cape Coral right now. If you are in the market for a brand new house, or if you're more in the market for a resale house, that's more your style, I'm happy to help you with anything that I can. So go ahead and reach out to me. If you'd like more information on buying, selling, relocating, or investing here in the beautiful city of Cape Coral, go ahead and reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. I can't wait to put that plan together and have you as my neighbor. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining me, and we'll chat next time. Making realty dreams a reality here in Cape Coral.